share. Hang on. Yeah, go, Mel.
Okay, it'll just take me a second. I have to.
Melissa made something that we haven't seen before that I'm not an unseen guru, you know that. But this one, I really like. I like the way it's done. So take it to heart.
Okay.
Go, Melissa.
So I'll just tell you before we even go into it that I've already thought of a way of improving it and making it more like a template so that I can share it with people and you can put different unseens into the same slideshow to make them available for your students. The other thing that I'll say before I begin is my goal in creating an unseen in this manner is to take the focus off of the teachers giving me a grade. So by hook or by crook, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get a high grade, even if it means looking up the answers on Yolgava. But rather, I want my students to be able to do an unseen in order to quote unquote compete against themselves, or even just simply improve their own grades, improve their own skills, I should rather say, because they know that the Bagrut is coming, and at the end of the day, at the Bagrut, we don't cheat. Okay, so what I have here is based on the same idea as a choice board. If you're familiar with choice boards, what you have is slides in a slideshow linked to other slides. And I'll show you how it's built after I show you how it works. Okay, so here I have, I've just done a snip. I use the snipping tool to snip parts of a PDF of unseen. Okay, so I put the first couple of paragraphs and I put the question. And what you'll see is that each of these answers are linked. Okay, so if I get the answer wrong, how often people rent bikes, and it takes me to a slide that says, sorry, this is not the correct answer. And then I can either click here to try again, or I can click here to continue to the next question. So I'm going to try again because I didn't get it right and I really would like to. So I click there and it brings me back and I go, well, maybe it's this one. So I click on number 3 and hooray, I got the right one. And then I click here to continue to the next question, which in this case is on the next page. Okay. And so once again, I can click on the right answer. Okay. Or if I need to, I can also return to the text to check my next answer. Okay, and then it takes me back to the text. And then, what I didn't have here is something to go back to question 2. But your students can know that they can just click through the unseen in the same way as you would click through any slideshow by just pressing the space bar or, your forward arrows. Okay, so that's the basic idea, is it takes me through the entire unseen. Okay, question by question, and each question is linked the same way. Now, some of the questions that are open questions, what I did was I rewrote them. Okay, and yes, it's taking away the possibility of them answering the open questions. But on the other hand, what it is doing is allowing them to have the immediate feedback of knowing if they're following the text or not. So for me, that's really, really worth a lot, is having the students get immediate feedback on whether or not they got it, or if they have to return to the text in order to understand it a little bit better. Okay, so here I just put in a text box around it. And then once again, I, linked to the correct answer. So now what I'm going to show you, and it takes you all the way through the text. So what you see is, how did I build it? And I'm going to work on creating this really as a template that I can share with everybody. After each question, you've got a hooray and a sorry. Now these are hidden so that they don't see it. What you do is you right click on top of any slide that you want to hide, and you just go to skip slide here, and then it skips the slide when it's in presentation mode, so the students don't see these slides. Okay, so each one is click to hooray or sorry. Okay, and then here, when I have a question, you'll see I put a little box around each question, and it shows which slide it's linked to. Okay, and so I've linked every single question with a text box, an invisible text box, to either the hooray slide or the sorry slide, and in that way they know if they've gotten the correct answer or the incorrect answer. And you need a hooray or a sorry for every single question, because also it clicks when you click to continue, it has to click on to the correct answer as well. Did it take me time to build the slideshow? Absolutely. I have an idea of how to make it even more user-friendly so that I can send it out to teachers, and then you can just slide the hooray or the sorry onto the bottom. So Bikitsur, I'm going to improve it this week and I will send it out to everybody. But again, I'll just reiterate what I really, really like about this is number one, they're getting immediate feedback. Did I get the right answer or not? Number two, it's taking the onus off of proving to the teacher that I can get a high grade and stay in 5 points, and rather focusing on me and my reading comprehension skills and if it's working for me or not. That's the story.
Which is what I said in the beginning, the difference between assessment and grading. Okay, the dissonance and the dichotomy between what we're assessing and how we know whether I understood and can produce versus the grade. All right, the grade becomes less important. And just like I say to all of you, the grade is less important, the report card is less important, the process is more important, especially right now. Stop testing. There's no way to test now, so stop. And the idea of formative assessment, which is how we're actually testing understanding, okay? And a process, it's a process, okay? How do I change the way of teaching based on, or how does my student change the way he learns based on an assessment? All right, you guys think about it. A 44 isn't a 44. What is a 44? You gave a student a 44. What does that mean?
Ani lo shaveh.
Or it could mean I didn't study, or it could mean I had a fight with my mom in the morning, or it could mean someone pushed me down in the hallway beforehand, or I'm hungry, or I don't feel like it, or I'm hormonal, or whatever, okay? Or I studied really, really hard and I still got a 44. Okay, what's a 44? It's not the same. So that grade means very little. It's the assessment process that is much more important to see whether I've improved based on myself and not based on someone else, okay? And how I assess it, those are things that are important. And what this unseen does so beautifully is it's for the kid.
And Melissa, why would you use this rather than a Google form? And in what cases would you use it instead of a Google form, a self-correcting Google form?
I like that they're going through each question one at a time. That they're, each question it says yes or no, so that they can go back and they can rework that question on an individual basis. Why not a Google form? There's less retyping here also because, I don't have to type in the options. I've created Google, I showed you guys last year some of my Google form unseens as well. And I think that that's really nice as well. But you know what, on this one, somebody actually asked in the comments right now, how do I know who did it? You don't. That's the whole thing, is that, and the student knows the teacher is not getting my results. This is for me to practice. Okay, and I think that we really, really have to work this year on something that we all should have or have been working on for the last 30 years of our careers, is teaching our students to care about learning, right? And I think that this is something that improves the learning process. And I agree with you, Adele, that a lot of this can be done with a Google form.
Everything can be done on a Google form. It'll be less pretty. But everything that you did can be done on a Google form, and it's a lot less work, I think. I mean, what you did is beautiful, and the cool thing, yay, and that's really cool. But I think
that that's worth a lot. I don't think you should, I
think that's worth more. I think that's worth more. And I think it's worth more because that's what the kids are used to now. They're used to, oh, I forgot to share this with you. I downloaded this really cool game. I'll send it to you. There's a really cool game that you should send out to your kids for learning vocabulary. It's an app on the phone, and I'm having we're having a lot of fun with it at home. We're like fighting about it all the time. I'll send you it in the thing. I can't even remember what it's called, but I took a picture of it because my kids are driving me crazy with it. It's called Word Crush. Word Crush, and it's by topic, okay? So it's things that are read, okay? And then it's a bunch of these words that they have to figure out. And
Judy, it's addictive. It's addictive. I took it off my phone.
Fantastic.
No,
Kids will love it. Okay,
Oh,
so teachers don't play. But kids should get addicted to it. God, if our kids were addicted to it, they would be the happiest English speakers on the planet. Okay, it's called Word Crush. Okay, fantastic. Send it out to all of your students. They should download it immediately and start playing, because it's really, really, really good. All right, and it's by topic, so it's not just random words, which is what I liked about it. But yeah, it's kind of addictive. My kids and I are fighting over that, of who's on a higher level all the time. I'm still winning. Ha! Anyway, we're gonna end. If there's no, it isn't a link, Judy. It's an app. You download it on your phone, honey. Go into your Play Store